Breaking news out of Minneapolis today, where a federal immigration enforcement operation turned deadly, sparking outrage, protests, and serious questions from local leaders and community members. A woman was shot and killed by a federal immigration and customs enforcement, known as ICE, agent during an early morning enforcement action in a residential area of South Minneapolis. The incident has quickly become the center of intense debate over immigration enforcement, public safety, and the use of deadly force by federal agents. According to federal authorities, the shooting happened while ICE officers were carrying out what they described as a large-scale immigration operation in the Twin Cities area. Officials say the woman was inside a vehicle when agents approached. The Department of Homeland Security claims a woman attempted to drive her car toward federal officers, creating what they described as an immediate and serious threat. Federal officials say an ICE agent fired their weapon in response, and the woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities have stated that no federal officers were seriously injured during the encounter. However, the incident has been met with strong skepticism and anger from local officials and residents. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey criticized the federal operation, calling it reckless and dangerous, and demanded that ICE halt its enforcement actions within the city. The mayor questioned whether the use of deadly force was justified and said the presence of heavily armed federal agents had created fear and instability in local neighborhoods. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz also responded, saying state officials were seeking more information and emphasizing the need for transparency and accountability. Local and state leaders have called for an independent investigation into the shooting to determine exactly what happened and whether proper procedures were followed. The shooting occurred amid what federal authorities describe as the largest immigration enforcement deployment ever conducted in Minnesota. Hundreds and possibly thousands of federal agents from multiple agencies were involved in coordinated operations targeting individuals suspected of immigration violations and related offenses. This heavy federal presence had already raised tensions in Minneapolis, particularly in communities with large immigrant and refugee populations. Following the shooting, protests quickly formed near the scene. Residents and activists gathered, chanting and demanding that ICE leave the city. Some protesters accused federal agents of excessive force and said the incident confirmed long-standing fears about aggressive immigration enforcement tactics. Law enforcement officers from local agencies were present to manage the crowd, though they stated they were not involved in the shooting itself. Videos and eyewitness accounts shared online showed the aftermath of the incident, including the woman's vehicle stopped after colliding with another car. Witnesses described confusion, fear, and panic in the moments following the gunfire. Some community members have disputed the federal account, saying it remains unclear whether the woman posed an immediate threat that justified lethal force. At this time, officials have not released body camera footage or detailed evidence explaining the exact sequence of events. Investigators say they are reviewing all available information, including witness statements and any video recordings, as part of an ongoing investigation. The incident has intensified national conversations about immigration enforcement, the role of federal agencies in local communities, and the balance between officer safety and civilian lives. Critics argue that aggressive enforcement actions risk undermining trust between law enforcement and the public, especially in immigrant communities that may already fear contact with authorities. Federal officials, meanwhile, maintain that their agents face dangerous situations and must be able to protect themselves when they believe their lives are at risk. As investigations continue, many questions remain unanswered. Community leaders, civil rights advocates, and residents are demanding clarity, accountability, and changes to prevent similar incidents in the future. This story is still developing, and more details are expected to emerge in the coming days. If you want more breaking news stories like this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and stay informed.